Welcome back to the lab, folks. So today I've got this big pile of mail that's come in recently. I'm going to try to make my way through most of it. I've been shopping. I've been shopping at AliExpress. I've had these, these $1.99, buy three for $1.99 get free shipping, and they're usually at a hugely reduced price from normal. And they've also had buy $25 worth and get $5 off. And again, you got to be careful with those ones. Some of them are at reduced prices, some of them aren't. So I concentrated only on kind of stuff that I had bought before, so I knew what the prices were. And some of it is got to do with the lab, and some of it is stocking stuffers for Christmas. And yeah, so let's just go through this. So we've got this bag here to start out with. Let's get a knife and open it up. And we'll reach inside and find out what's in here. Okay, I'm pretty sure I know what this is. So one of the other things, or four of the other things that I bought, which haven't arrived yet, are these little Baofeng radios. I think I bought three of the triple band ones and one of the dual band ones. And these are antennas for them. They're a little bit longer than the antenna that comes with it. They're a little bit better tuned. You get a little bit more range with them. But I won't go into these too much right now. But when the radios come in, we'll have a look at those. Now, I've been, all my electronics existence, I've been kind of threatening to get my amateur radio license. And I decided now at the ripe young age of 67, I'll just go ahead and do that. And so I got a couple of radios. In the meantime, before I go and write my license, I can still use these in the GMRS band and the FRS band. And I'm in Canada, so I can actually operate a radio in GMRS without having a license. So we're lucky up here in that respect. But I do plan to get my license and be able to operate these radios. And more of the frequencies that they're capable of working. So yeah, we'll just put that aside, and when the rest of the kit comes in, we'll have a look at that then. What else we got in here? LED for motorcycle and electric vehicle. Yeah, these are interesting. Now, I don't know if I've mentioned it before on the channel, but one of the things I do for fun is I ride dirt bikes. I've been a dirt bike rider for a long time. Yeah, since I was about 15 or 16 years old. And my son was also very much into dirt bike racing. In fact, he was one of the top pros in off-road up here in Canada for many years. And we rode together quite a bit. So, I mean, they have a nice father-son thing to do. So I bought these because, let me show you something. So one of the things that we do like to do on occasion is go out at night and ride. This is kind of dirty. I haven't really cleaned it up since the last time I was out. So this is the headlight that I use, or the headlight assembly. And these are all LED lights, and they produce an awful lot of light. They're great. I mean, they provide as much light as you'd get during the daytime, and possibly even more, because sometimes when we're in the thick woods, not a lot of daylight makes it down into the woods. So these actually provide even better light in some cases than you get while it's riding through the woods. And that's where we like to ride. We're woods riders. And so this is the main beam. These two here provide two pencil beams that go out to the sides a little bit. You can see the way I have them arranged to point out a little bit. But what's missing is light down close to the motorcycle. So, because sometimes you're in a very tight corner in a tight situation, and it's important to see what's right there beside you. Could be a little stick sticking out of the undergrowth, something like that. That if you go over it while you're leaned over too much, it'll trip you on your ass. And sometimes with an arrangement like this, you're missing that. Now, what helps make up for it are these units here. So this goes on the top of my helmet, and it pretty well, wherever I turn my head to look is what I'll see with the beam coming off this. Now, despite its tiny size here, this is also incredibly bright. But it means I have to turn my head right towards it rather than just flicking my eyes over. So my idea in getting these was to get something that will mount. I will mount probably here, and I'll point it down. And there's a nice little bendy bracket on this, so I can arrange it so that it's pointing down to the sides a little bit. So that's there, and I can flick my eye down. Now, so I got these. I don't know how they'll work out. They were, the two of them together were $1.99 for one of those $1.99 sales. So I thought, hey, why not? Let's try them out. So let me get them up here on the power supply. We'll turn on our power supply, and I'll put one of them onto the power supply and see what kind of light we get out of it. Okay, yeah, for sure you can't have too much light when you're out riding at night. All right, so we got this hook up here. I got 12.2 volts there right now. Let me put up to, generally speaking, my system on the bike is about 13 volts. So let me get that up one more volt there. And let's turn this on. Ooh, yeah, you know, that should be good enough. That's not an awful lot of light. It's only 0.16 amps. So doing the math in my head, that's about maybe 2 watts of. So yeah, that's nothing like any of the other lights that I have on there, but it might be enough just to light out that little area, like kind of 5 feet in front of the wheel and to the sides. So yeah, well, we'll try them out. We'll try them out come summertime when we get a chance to go riding again. Right now, it's winter's dawning here. It's way too cold to go out and ride. All right, what's next? Oh yeah, this is like a little bit of a stocking stuffer for myself. So I have a bunch of watches that I kind of went through a phase at one point in my life where I got some nice watches. And sometimes they're pretty expensive to get the battery replaced in them. And I used to have a guy in a town about an hour's drive away who was pretty reasonable about it. Like you'd go down to the main street of the town. The town's called Aurelia, Ontario. And you go down the main street, and there's a lot of interesting stuff in that town. So you go walk around, go shopping for something, and then you come back maybe an hour later, and he'd have a couple of watches done for you. And he would charge just ridiculously minimal fees, like the price of the battery, which, you know, depending on the watch, is from, you know, about $5 to $15. And then he'd charge you only $5 to pop it in. But you know, the pandemic did him in. He's no longer in the business, and the local jeweler that we have here seems to think that they're the greatest gift to mankind. And one particular watch, I have a tag watch, and they charge a fortune. It's like $60 to get the battery replaced in that. So I said, you know what, why don't I just get one of these things and try it myself? And so that's a screwdriver for opening up a watch, or a wrench. So yeah, I'm going to put that in my stocking and surprise myself with it on Christmas morning. And I've got a couple of watches that need new batteries. I've got the batteries, I've brought them in already, and so I'll spend Christmas Day replacing batteries on my watches. That'll be fun. Okay, we're still not through this bag yet. What we got in here? Oh, I think I know what this is. This is again for the transceivers that I've bought. So one of my main reasons for buying these transceivers is I'm not a hunter myself, but my brother-in-law is, and quite often we go out. I'll go out with a camera, he goes out with his gun. And this would be great use for those radios, is to, you know, use them in the GMRS band, because he doesn't need a license for that, and he's not a licensed ham operator. And this here is a little microphone come speaker, which plugs into the side. So you can keep these things, like these radios will put out up to 10 watts. So to me, it's not a great thing to have at the side of your head. So what I plan to do is wear it on my waist and then have this up, you know, like you see a police officer up on my chest. And that's what these are for. So yeah, that'll come in handy with that set. Now I think I got 4 of these coming, 4 of the antennas and 4 of the radios. So we can outfit the whole team when we go out. Okay, more good stuff. Oh yeah, This is a stocking stuffer for my son. It's just a little knife with a carbiner on it, so you can hook it onto your key ring or your belt or something like that, and it's got a single blade in it. Ooh, it is sharp. Oh yeah. See, I told you not all this stuff is electronics related, but I mean, there is electronics related stuff in these as well. Like this. This is a tool here for the shop, and this is just a little magnetic pickup with a light on it. So when you drop stuff, it's got a little LED in it, and it's supposed to be a magnet. Now, I don't know if it comes with a battery. It does come with a battery, so that's actually pretty nice and bright. And we need to find some. I don't think the X-Acto knife is very magnetic. We need to find something we can pick up. Okay, got some drywall screws there. Yeah, oh, it's nice and strong too. Yeah, and it telescopes out. Oh yeah, it's good. That's a full meter long. That's excellent. All right, there's another one of those packages that came in that other previously opened package. This here is just a little silicone mat. I have a bigger, more robust one over there on my main soldering bench. But if you watch my videos, you'll notice that I do some soldering here on this bench with this little iron that I got. It's always handy there for me. So this little mat will be really good just to have at the side here, so that if I have to solder something and I have to touch the surface, I don't destroy my cutting mat. So it's just a little bit of protection there for the cutting mat. Yeah, what do we have here? Oh, this one can be opened up. Ah, yeah. These are pretty good. I hope. So what these are, they're little USB-C input, and then on the output you can have various different voltages. Now imagine you could even put a variable resistor in here and have a variable output if you wanted to. But all you have to do, I don't know if you can see it. I don't know how close this will focus here. But they're all set up right now for 12 volts, but you can set them up. They've got them resistors pre-installed here for 9 volts, 12 volts, 15 volts. I actually can't read that, it's so tiny. Put a light on the situation with a magnifying glass on it. Yeah, 9 volts, 12 volts, 15 volts, and 20 volts. And all you have to do is just solder across those things. So clear that one, and then solder across this one, and that should give you the voltage that you want. So I have to look at it. I'll look up the chip. We'll do a module of the month on it. I'll look up the chip and I'll find out what the programming possibilities are and how you can change things around. But there might be different combinations, like putting two of them together to get a totally different voltage. But these would be handy for making little USB-C powered projects. These could be very, very handy indeed. And again, they were incredibly cheap. So we'll have a look at those in an upcoming episode. We'll look at the kind of noise they produce and their programmability and give them a little shakedown. Ah, yeah. Well, these are test points. These are the neatest little idea. Now I have another style of test point coming as well. I don't know when they'll get here. They only shipped out the other day, so you know, coming from China could take could be next year when they get here. So these are just little solder in test points. So like on a board like this one here, where I have a line for test points, and what I normally do is I'll put in a little pin header, single pin header. Sometimes they're very difficult to get scope leads or something like that onto. These provide a nice little loop that you can put a scope lead on it, and you solder them into your test pin holes, and there you go. I think these will come in handy, as will the other ones. The other ones are kind of a heavier duty affair that you could use for, you know, applying power to something like that in a convenient manner, or, you know, again, as a test point. So we'll certainly have a look at those ones when they come in too. But yeah, so that's all I have today for you folks. I have more stuff, but I'm going to split it up into a couple of shows, maybe 3 shows, because I've got a lot more stuff coming. By the time I get around to filming the next show, I am sure that we'll have another pile of stuff to show you, because I did order quite a bit. But anyway, thanks for joining me today, guys. I hope you got something out of this. If you're interested in any of this stuff, I'll leave links to it down below. All right, folks, we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.